Hello, cats and kittens. It's Peri, Lyons, New York City celebrity psychic, and there. And as you can tell from my outfit, 80s icon. So I was a little blue today. I don't get blue very easy. So when I get blue, I like to do something to cheer myself up. So what I did was I went through my closet and I found, what was it, wrong side. I found an evening gown with a rhinestone pin. There we go. And so I put that on, put on a lot of makeup, kind of a maybe 80s or 90s style, and sang a lot of Fleetwood Mac. So, because I do a mean Stevie Nicks impression. I took my love, I took it down. Okay. So today we're going to do two things before we take callers. And by we, I mean me. Although you too, because you're here with me. Although not literally, because otherwise I'd notice. But hi, welcome to the show. And today was the first day of Mercury retrograde, by the way. If you are into astrology at all, you know that traditionally Mercury retrograde is a time when it's not a great time to sign contracts. It's not a great time to travel, which is fine because who's traveling? But might be a good day to back up your computer, because even when I don't know it's Mercury retrograde, I still have computer and communication, like technical glitches. So that's your hint for today. I also wanted to talk a bit about something I call the bookmark syndrome. And I'm talking about this because a lot of my dearest clients have sort of been coming to me with this issue that they have. And it's really been popping up lately. So I'm wondering if this is something that would resonate to you. So I'm noticing, I'm going to use specifically women and men in this particular instance, but it can be women and women, men and men, other and other. But just for this instance, I've noticed over the past couple of weeks, a lot of people coming to me with this thing where they have an ex, let's say, right? Somebody they dated and with whom they felt they had a real soulmate connection. By the way, people always ask me, is there only one soulmate? I'm like, dude, no. So these people will have this ex, and this ex will be somebody they felt a real connection with. And even though the ex maybe has moved on, this connection has often kept these wonderful, gorgeous, fabulous, brilliant women stuck where they are, because this ex seems to kind of promise, not promise, that they'll eventually be together. That somehow, oh, hi, Teresa in Fresno. I'll be with you in about 3 minutes, so hang out if you don't mind. I'm glad to see you here. Thanks, love. And take some deep breaths and relax. Okay, so the bookmark syndrome is when you've been bookmarked by an ex. And being bookmarked means that this person, whether consciously or unconsciously, has not really broken up with you. You're kind of bookmarked. He might be getting married, he might have another relationship, but he somehow makes it clear to you that you and he have a special connection. And that, if you just try a little harder, or if he was a little less screwed up, or these are his words, not mine, that it'll work out. We'll be together. But meanwhile, I'm going to do whatever the hell I please, right? So when you've been bookmarked by somebody, it means that they haven't been clean with you. They haven't had a clean break. It's not a clean transaction, as we say in therapy. And he is bookmarking you, so just in case something else doesn't work out, he can circle back and get all those good ego strokes because you love him unconditionally and you really believe in him. And here's the thing. Those guys never really come back. They just don't. If you have an on and off relationship with somebody, 90% of the time it's because you're kind of a convenience to the guy. I'm sorry to be so straightforward here. But if a man really wants to be with you, he will be with you. If he's on and off with you, break it off before you keep getting hurt or before you keep getting stuck, don't get bookmarked. And if you are looking within yourself and you're thinking, oh, I have that with my ex-husband, but I know he really loves me. I'm the love of his life. Just as soon as no, you're kind of being used as a source of emotional comfort and ego gratification at your own expense. So maybe it's because I just went brunette that I'm being a lot more straightforward. So don't get bookmarked. And if the lovely Teresa in Fresno, if you don't mind waiting 2 more minutes. Hi, sweetie. I'm just going to do the tarot weather forecast. And by this, I mean, thanks. It's just like a weather forecast in the sense of I'm going to pick 3 tarot cards that will kind of reflect the zeitgeist, the spirit of the culture. So what's going to be going on in both a big way and in our own lives over the next week. 3 cards and my coffee down. It's bourbon, but don't tell anyone. Okay. Oh, this is amazing. Okay. Right now, I use something called the Transparent Tarot, which is the most amazing deck I've ever found. You can find it on Amazon. My friend Emily Carding makes it. I'm holding this up next to some silk. So this card, it's the 9 of Swords upside down. And right now, the 9 of Swords means we're upside down, means we're almost at the end, all of us, almost at the end of a very difficult cycle, a cycle of discord. And this can be in our own lives, maybe in a bigger sense, it's what we're seeing right now. And so it's just taking a little longer to end than it should, but it is going to end. So this is the end of a painful cycle in your own life and perhaps in our society in a bigger way. So be a little patient. It will end soon. You're going to feel better. What's the next card? Okay. Oh, yikes. Wow. Okay. This is the World card. It doesn't look like this in other decks, but this is a lightning bolt. It's an unexpected, kind of difficult event that changes everything. So this can often be a shakeup in your own life, which when it happens feels like, oh no, this is terrible. But it's actually an incredibly good thing. This would be maybe having somebody break up with you, but then you realize that he or she or they or it didn't treat you well. And so this is the beginning of a new cycle for you. You're freeing yourself from this old energy. When this card appears, it means that an old structure that wasn't working is getting taken down, sometimes rather quickly. And the last card, thank you, Teresa, for being so patient. You're a doll. I'm naming all my children after you. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Oh, that made me so happy. And what's coming up for all of us and in our own lives, the Ace of Swords. Now, ace, in tarot and in poker, I love seeing aces. And the Ace of Swords, it's a new beginning. It's new ideas. It's slicing off the past, not in a bad way. When it's right side up, it's in a good way. But it means that, again, this is a fresh start and the beginning of a new cycle of ideas and ways of thinking that are good for you on a larger scale, will be good for all of us. But this is a really interesting time coming up. And a lot of people are feeling a little blue, and a little like, I've been inside since 1972, which is sort of what I was feeling, even though I wasn't born then. So here's what I recommend, and then we're going to go to my lovely Teresa. What I recommend is if you're feeling blue, do something goofy. Break up your routine. Put on an evening gown at 1 p.m. and dance around to Stevie Nicks records. Find a stuffed animal and tell it your deepest secrets. If it answers back, seek professional help. But just do something fun. Find your inner glamour puss. Go fly a kite. But it's called a pattern interrupt. If you do something really unexpected and fun, your mind and body go, oh, wait wait, we're not going to be depressed anymore. We're trying to figure out what the hell's going on now. So there you go. And now, Teresa, bless you, my child. Thanks for waiting. How are you?
Oh, I love listening to you. I learned a couple of new things. I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, cool. I'm happy you're here. So, darling, tell me when your birthday is. Just a day and the date. That's how I connect. Yeah.
September 8th.
Oh, good day. Oh, you little Virgo, you. And
who knows?
Virgos are the most misunderstood. It's funny.
Yes.
Back when I was in New York City, I'm kind of an it girl as opposed to now, and I'm kind of a what girl. What? I remember talking to the musician Moby. He was a Virgo, and I said, "Oh, that's a really misunderstood sign. You guys are actually all about a kind of purity." And he's like, "Yeah, my first record label was called Purity Records." And so Virgos are very misunderstood. You guys really are very cool people. Okay, you're welcome. So do you have a specific question? Or?
No, I'm open.
Oh,
I'm open. Whatever you feel, whatever you got.
Who's your little sidekick making the dolphin noises back there? Who's that?
Oh, sorry, that's my 3-year-old who found me in my secret hiding place. I was trying to hide in the bathroom and he was out bust down the door.
It's very cute. Well, obviously you're a very good mom because you're loved. I'm going to give 3 of those. 3 of those. You have 3 kids?
I have 2. I lost one.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, thank you. Well, I love this one. What a spirit. Cool. He or she? He. I'm not sure, but really, really bright kid. You're not really going to get much rest until this kid goes to college. So, let me see. What's going on with you? Your older one. That's a girl, right?
Yeah.
The older one?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, she's lovely. She's very serene and graceful and sort of like an old soul. And she's very empathetic. Is that right?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Yeah, she'll come if you're crying. She's like, "Oh, mommy, it's going to be okay." Wow, you do some good kids. Thank you for contributing to the world. I appreciate that. So,
I'll take that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean it. Yeah, if you tune in every week, you'll find don't say stuff I don't mean, and sometimes I'll say stuff that I do mean and people don't like it. However, you've got some nice stuff coming up.
Cool.
You know, it's interesting. You have taken care of people for so much of your life that you have talents that you almost don't even know you have. You have like 3 kind of big talents going on all at the same time. And I think you're feeling right now these stirrings of these talents kind of going, "Hi, Teresa. Hi, we're still here. Hi." So one of these, and you're just a baby. You're probably what, 34, 32? Don't tell me because I won't tell you, but you're a baby. So, and you've already had a couple of lives. And it looks like you're going to be sort of starting a lot of new stuff. Starting in the middle, maybe spring to summer in 2021. Wow, this is interesting. You're very good with people. Oh boy, are you good with people.
Are you sure about that? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're very truthful, and that doesn't always work. But
yes, I don't sugarcoat.
No, you don't. Come sit by me.
Okay.
But I think that's a quality that it wasn't very in fashion for the last few years. But I think the straightforward, shoot from the hip style of communication is really coming back into fashion. Also, you have such a warm way of being, and I think people really know that you have their best interest at heart. It's just that you don't have time for BS. You just don't. You don't have time. No. And you're not going to enable or indulge other people's BS because it's not good for them. And somebody's got to tell them. So why not you?
Exactly.
But you are good with people because people trust you. because
Huh.
you don't lie. Mark Twain once said, "I'm better than George Washington because he said he couldn't tell a lie. I can tell a lie, but I don't." So you
I
you
can't.
have a lot of integrity. Yeah, no, you can't. You're absolutely terrible. God bless you.
I am the worst.
Yeah. I know I used to break out in hives. Even when I told a fib, and my voice would go up an octave. Anyway, so you have a talent for working with people. You have a talent for streamlining systems, by which I mean if you
What's that mean?
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like Gordon Ramsay, except not Scots, not mean, and not restaurants. But yeah, you can walk into a business or a situation and just be like, okay, this isn't working. We're streamlining this. Do this, and this, and all done. You just see straight to the. It's a real talent. It's very useful. And your third talent is you're just creative. It's not necessarily one thing, but you have a creative spirit, and you're jolly. You just have a lovely sense of humor. And in a world where everybody's taking themselves so seriously right now, it's so nice.
Don't we know it?
Yeah, I know, right? So
well, thank you.
Sure. I feel like there's
So
some
what should
stuff
I do in spring?
Well, are you working right now, or did your job kind of peter out over the last 2 months? Nothing to do with you.
No, I'm stay-at-home mom.
Oh, good. Okay. I think you're going to found your own business in some way, shape, or form. People are going to be coming out of quarantine. They're going to need organizational help, which I think you can be very good at. I think you go back and forth, but you can be. When you put your mind to it, totally. You would also be good as, it's kind of a funny thing to say, but you'd make a great celebrity assistant. And that's an easier gig to get than you think, because they're always looking for somebody who is very trustworthy. And a lot of the stuff can be done remotely. I know that sounds crazy, but talk to me about that privately. My website is, I'm Peri Lyons on Facebook, PeriLyons. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. And you can use your creative and idea talents for a lot of things. You'd be good at organizing children's birthday parties. You'd be good at...
Oh, I'd love to do that, yeah.
Yeah, and that can make you a lot of money. It really can. Yeah. You're also good at recognizing talent in other people. So you'd be, for instance, if you decided to do children's birthday parties, one thing that you'd be great at is like finding the best clown or finding the best people to do like a children's like murder mystery game, or so you'd be good at finding talent and working with them because you're very generous. You don't get threatened if other people are good at something. Oh, you really don't? That's so nice. And hi, Becky and Eunice. We'll be with you in about 4 minutes, so thanks for being patient. I almost said Eunice and Becky, so thank your lucky stars. But Teresa, there's a health issue that you had that's clearing up. Or maybe that already happened, but you had I don't know if it was a Lyme disease or Epstein-Barr or something, but you had some sort of chronic condition. It's clearing up. Okay, got 7 minutes. I'm going to give you 1 more minute because I just love you. And it looks like if you want to, in 2 or 3 years, you might find yourself going back to school, which seems crazy for me to say and seems crazy for you to hear. But
I love it. I was considering that, actually.
Yeah. It's what you've been doing is wonderful, and you are a really good mom. you reflect your kids back to themselves as they are, not as extensions of you. That's really rare. And you value culture and education, and you're a great mom. So
Thank you.
there's a lot of stuff you can do. So something entrepreneurial that you love will make you a lot of money next year. And get in touch with me privately on Facebook, and I'll give you free 15 minutes, okay? Because I just think you're swell.
Oh, I'll book an appointment with you right after we disconnect. I'd love to.
All right, sweetie. Be good. And say hi to the kids for me.
I will. Thank you so much for this wonderful, beautiful reading.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure. Take care, love. I just love my callers. They're the greatest people ever. Speaking of callers who are the greatest people ever, Becky. Sweetie, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm good, and you?
Speaking voice. I'm good. I just want to hear you talk. What a beautiful voice. What day is your birthday, my love? You're welcome.
My birthday month is September. 16th.
Oh, it's all. Welcome to Virgo night on Peri, Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic. Cool. We love Virgos. Okay, this feels like you have a specific question. What is it?
A specific question? Oh goodness, I've lost so many family members. It's like, there's so many questions.
I'm so sorry.
How is my dad?
Oh, your dad is lovely. Did he pass 6 years ago?
No.
Oh.
It's longer than that. You caught me off guard.
No, I'm sorry. Sometimes I'll get people
12.
jumping in who. I'm sorry, 12. Okay. Somebody else passed 6 years ago who's also. Sometimes when people on the other side, or as I think of it, next door, know that there's somebody who can find them, a lot of people jump in at the same time, like Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost. Anyway, so let me go to your dad. There he is. I got him. Sorry, somebody else wanted your attention, but that was a woman.
Well, I'll talk to him too.
Well, you know what? I just got your dad out, so call back next week,
okay.
And we can do the woman, or you can contact me privately. I've only got about 4 minutes, so I'm going to talk very fast, which I'm good at because I'm a New Yorker. Okay. Was your father? Let me ask something. When he was young, was he rather slender, like skinny? I just want to make sure I have the right guy, and very, very appealing.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay.
He was charismatic.
Yes, he was.
What?
Yes, he was very. He wasn't necessary. I mean, he was handsome, but he wasn't like Cary Grant. But people just fell over themselves with him. He was a very attractive personality. Also, he had a lot of opportunities not to be a good man, and he didn't take them. He was a good man, and he had a lot of opportunities not to be. Because when you have that kind of charisma, you can use it for. But he was a good guy.
Yeah.
He really was. And he helped a lot of people and didn't tell anybody about it, which I think is really awesome. You have a brother that he is waving to or concerned about. I can't. Tell me you have a brother so I don't feel like a total dip here.
Yes, I had 3.
Yeah. There's one in
3
particular. Me
brothers.
too. Oh my God, we should form a support group.
I know.
It's a little difficult because they haven't. One of them is kind of in trouble, and you might not be talking about it, but your dad wants you to talk to this guy who's got a very kind of a stoic way of being, so he won't tell you he's in trouble, or maybe but one of your brothers needs some help. And he's the one who's kind of the most like your father. Oh, I just love your dad. Oh, he's wearing a cool outfit too. Sorry, he's wearing like. Did he love music?
Oh, he loved music.
I've only got 2 minutes. I think he loved swing music because he just showed me like himself in a zoot suit. I'm like, that's cool.
No.
I mean, that would be what?
Well, he liked, he was like in the 50s and 60s music.
Oops, we got 90 seconds. He's saying he also liked big band because he grew up listening to that. But he loved music, and here's what he wants you to know, basically. You can ask him for help with stuff, like he can't jump in and volunteer. That's not how it works unless it's life and death. But if you're having a couple of issues, small issues right now, you can use a hand with. You can say, Dad, help me out with this. I know that sounds crazy, but I did that with my dad right after he passed. I was like, oh my God, Dad, I miss you so much, and I need some press. Can you help me out? The next day, the New Yorker magazine called. And that your dad wants to help you. And so you can just say, hey, Dad, help me out with this. And then tell him. It's really funny. He'll do it. He loved doing stuff for you. You were also, man, he loved his boys, but you had him wrapped around your finger. And
Did you see my son?
Oh, I'm so sorry, darling. I don't want to disrespect your son or you, but I've got 20 seconds.
Okay.
Does he have very
Okay,
beautiful
let's finish
eyes?
with my dad.
Okay, but your son, here's the thing, love. I never believed in life after death until people started showing up and telling me stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask for that. There is life, there's love after death. Our loved ones are with us. I don't know how, but your son is very present with you. Get in touch with me privately. I will happily give you 15 free minutes. I'll do that for any bereaved parent ever.